Welcome back to We're Not Afraid of the Dark, the tale of the mystical mirror. Did you guys remember this one at all?
A little bit.
Yeah, I remember like the makeover scene, but that was about it. We started here with Tucker versus the Weenie, and Gary asked what he's doing like it's a surprise. But having these guys ate like s'mores and stuff before at the fireplace. The
I feel like
campsite.
I feel like they have, but at least on screen once. But
Yeah, well, Squid goes to give Gary a bun, like has this giant mustard thing on him, and gets everywhere. The girls come in, and Betty Ann has a makeup bag. She says that be family portrait time. Says she doesn't like the idea of changing looks to fit someone else's idea of beauty. And I was thinking, is this episode going to be like about self-image and being confident and stuff?
and it absolutely is.
Oh yeah. I would hate to see this episode made to today's society. By the way, as this sure would take a whole different route.
No, they just would say, you know what, your view offends me, and then that'd be it. End of the episode.
Yeah, nobody be able to say anything anymore.
Nice. She says looks can be deceiving, and sometimes mirrors lie. In the story, there's a full moon, and we see some girl go through the woods, hears a voice, and gets grabbed by a dark hooded figure. And I immediately thought, when I saw the scene, is this the same set as The Watcher's Woods?
Yeah,
And it
Yeah.
actually is.
yeah.
Like they use the same props and
Yeah.
everything. And find out later, there's an actor or actress who's playing like almost the identical same part. Now,
Yes.
Yeah, I was saying they could have almost gone back to back. She keeps calling the name Janice, I think the name is. Yeah. Witches get together. She falls to the ground, and a makeup case comes out. Then we see El Salon Beauty Store. Is that pronounced that?
I think so.
Yeah, with a crescent moon. And a girl says she's going to introduce her to the owner. I was trying to get the relationship here. I don't know if they're sisters or just friends or cousins. It's not established till later.
Right.
She says that the girl who used to work there ran away from home. And did Laurel, the older girl, look familiar?
She did. Was she in a bunch of Hallmark movies?
Yeah, probably. But she played one of the main characters in the Lonely Ghost episode all the way back in season 1. So yeah, she's aged went through puberty here.
Right.
Because we're like 3 or 4 years after that happened.
Yeah.
And the other girl's name is Cindy. She seems a little shy, kind of tomboyish.
I don't know if it's tomboyish, but just she doesn't really care so much about, I guess like taking care of like, doing makeup and like doing your hair and all this stuff. She just throws in a ponytail. She's good to go.
Yeah, well, me and Ben can't really talk about growing up female, but actually that's why you're here. So did you have any issues growing up, and like some girls were really into beauty and stuff, the other ones like
Um, yeah, I guess that's a pretty common theme. I think then they hit a point where even the ones that aren't feel like they need to be. And I think the other ones just hit it a little bit before she did. But she didn't seem particularly like he was saying, not super tomboy.
in the store we meet some Asian girl named Vicky who's doing her nails. I found that the actress was like 12 years old when she shot the scene, by the way. She was like 17. And they keep asking for Miss Valenti. Valenti, that's it.
Valenti.
Yeah, you know I fuck up name pronunciation.
Like the orange peels.
Oh yeah. I also noticed in this episode there's no voiceover or narration going in once they're actually in the story. You notice that?
I did not notice that.
Yeah, I was waiting for it because it seemed like a good time. Because there was like, Betty was visiting her cousin for the summer since her parents were away in Africa.
That's true. There was none of that. I didn't even catch it.
Uh-huh. Oh, I like how Laurel goes to put makeup on her, and then Cindy says, "I'll end up looking like Zebra the Clown." So there's laughing a dark reference again. And yeah, they knew at that point like Zebra the Clown was like the most iconic villain in Are You Afraid of the Dark history. Vicky seems like a bitch, by the way. She's
well, I mean, yeah, you gotta have it. You gotta have one.
Yeah, Miss Valenti comes in and mentions that I think she's talking about some new fashion liner that came in, and she calls her employees beauties to come to our house to see him at 7 p.m. I was like, well, why don't you just fucking bring them to the store?
Right.
But yeah, you got to have your underage people come to your house. Cindy needs a job.
Also, they had said Milan like 4 times before I realized that's what they were saying because of the
Okay.
way they were pronouncing it.
Yeah. It's mentioned that Laurel has a date.
With Ron.
Okay, you got that name.
With Ron. You never see Ron.
No. And there's only one male in this episode, and that's the little kid who's in there with his mom later on.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and those two characters, like, they're just background characters, don't have any dialogue. Like, they walk out as soon as the characters start talking. So when that happens, I was like, what was the point of even having these actors there? It was pretty pointless. That's why I need to start directing men again.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she says she wants to have her employees have a certain style, and that Cindy could be a diamond in the rough. I was thinking like, actually, if you were that age and a woman said that to you, well, how would you feel?
Um, well, I can see where she might take it as a compliment. The woman was really pretty, really well put together, but at the same time, she was also kind of creepy. So I'm sure I'd have picked up that vibe.
Yeah,
It's like a backhanded compliment.
Hmm.
yeah. She mentions that she has a special line of products, and a bunch of elegant women always come there.
Meanwhile, it's empty and she's hanging out with teenagers.
Yeah. They're going to this back portion, and Cindy should make a small talk, ask how long she's had the place. She says, it seems like forever. And Laurel mentions that her grandmother used to shop there. Cindy starts having some second doubts, but then Miss Valenti says she hopes she'll take the job. Instead of explaining what the actual job is, I think it's just like a sales position, right?
Yeah.
Working the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Says she's looking for someone just like her. And then we get this makeup montage. There's some random actors in the story. That's that part. Laurel starts arguing about needing her watch back from Vicky for her date. Apparently, Ron gave her the watch.
He
Yeah.
was a big spender.
Oh, yeah. Cindy has on pantyhose, a dress, her makeup's all done, and hair's all good, but she doesn't seem that confident. They like it, though, the new look. And Miss Valenti says to Cindy, always respond positively to true beauty, and gives her a makeup case with a moon on it.
If it's true beauty, why the fuck
Yeah,
are we
it's
putting
good.
all this makeup on?
Yeah. She says she gives to all her beauties, and then her hands start shaking as she's getting it to her, like she's got Parkinson's disease or something. Laurel is given directions to help her.
Hey, speaking of Parkinson's, Adam, why does Michael J. Fox make the best milkshakes?
Why?
Because he uses the finest ingredients.
What were you thinking?
Yeah. I'll put a little drum roll in there for a sound effect.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you notice that when she left the job?
Makeover there.
Yeah. After the makeup and after they were
Yeah,
off
she leaves the
work.
street clothes like she came in,
Yeah.
right?
And
But
like
it's
there's no
like-
makeup on. Her hair's back in a bun.
Yeah.
Like it's like it never happened.
Yeah. There was never a continuity thing with this. Well, Vicky mentioned that she was going to Miss Valenti's house later that night. And once they leave the shop, Laurel notices that she does not have the watch on her, so they have to go to Miss Valenti's house to get the watch since Vicky has it.
Mm-hmm.
And at Miss Valenti's house, Vicky's really in shape. It's like 90s blossom hat with a flower on it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Gives it to her, shows her that mirror, and Vicky becomes entranced. Miss Valenti asks her to drink something, and this girl just falls down. There's a lot of handheld camera work for shaky, and Vicky's eyes start glowing. The door's closed when Cindy and Laurel get there. Miss Valenti just comes up and taps in the back. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah. Like they made it seem like it was going to be an animal, which I mean would make sense.
Uh-huh.
Would make more sense, like given what happens later on. But no, it's Miss Valenti. Like that doesn't. I don't know. It would have made more sense if it was the other way around. If it was what else was going on.
Yeah, like someone startle them, and then she comes to the door and takes them in.
Right.
Yeah, they get in there, and Laurel loves the hat as well. She says if Vicky saw it, she would die.
Ha ha ha.
There was some good writing going on there. Cindy notices that Laurel's watch is there, which means Vicky was there, and now it's disappeared since Miss Valley says she never showed up. She has to use the bathroom. Apparently, at Miss Valley's house, there's a downstairs bathroom because she tells her to go upstairs, like
Mhm.
take a door.
It's a really big place to not have a downstairs
Oh yeah,
bathroom.
and she mentions to Cindy put a little lipstick on because she looks pale.
Yeah.
Maybe something else like
Well, she might have still had it on if you didn't make her leave it at the shop.
yeah.
Wipe it off and leave it there.
Yeah, well, I also noticed like there's a line earlier where they say, well, Laurel's trying to put some makeup on Cindy, and Vicky complains that it's just for employees. I guess that's the special line because it's taking beauty. Now, as she's going up the stairs, she sees a big portrait painting of Miss Villani in a black robe. Cindy goes exploring the house, sees a beauty queen photo from 1952. I thought that would give it away because Miss Villani looks like she's in her late 30s to early 40s.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, this episode came out in '95, so she'd pretty much be a baby back then if you were even born. And then there's another beauty pageant thing from 1923. And here's the problem I have with this and a lot of other episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark. Why is there this much foreshadowing? I know it's a kid's show, but do you have to explain everything? It's obvious at that point that Miss Vladi is still in youth. Kind of like Capture Souls episode,
Yeah.
just a female version nearly.
Yeah, and instead of like the Home Alone traps taking away the youth, it's this like roofie concoction while staring into this mirror.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're recycling pretty hardcore.
They were starting to run out
They're,
of
they're yeah they're
ideas.
recycling pretty hardcore. I mean, sure they're repurposing it and all this
Mhm.
other stuff, but this wasn't it wasn't a terrible
Oh, it
it
wasn't
wasn't a terrible
awful.
episode. Like we're not I know we're not done with it, but it's not inherently bad.
Yeah, I mean, it kept my interest a lot.
Yeah. So
Yeah, moved very well. The other thing I was thinking is this episode is really, really similar to a Tales from the Crypt episode called Only Sin Deep, which is about someone needing to do something to keep everlasting youth and beauty. It mirrors, Tales of the Crypt was going to be a lot darker,
mhm.
but Leah Thompson was in that episode. Recommend checking that out.
I think I've seen it.
Laurel's upstairs in this bathroom and notices that there's no like fixture mirror in this place. There's a few props in here worth mentioning. One is there's a bottle from like that Dark Dragon episode.
You know, I didn't pause it to look.
Mhm.
Um Shoot. There's an episode that's coming up that has the Ghastly Grinner comic in it.
That's
Yeah, and there's this painting or another portrait of Miss Lonnie behind her. She puts the mirror up basically and sees that the painting of Miss Lonnie is an older woman
Yeah,
now.
well, she like pulls out the makeup kit that was given to her at
Yeah,
the
I had that fanny
store.
pack.
Was it in a
Yeah, she
fanny
had a
pack?
fanny pack on her.
Okay. Yeah, so they pull that she pulls that out and then like she looks at it and then she starts using it on like all the pictures and like
Yeah, and downstairs, yeah, oh, sorry, Cindy was upstairs. Laurel's the one downstairs being entranced by that mirror.
right.
And Miss Vallada's going on about how Cindy needs to leave. She isn't
Yeah.
one of them. The music there, by the way, was mirror like Twilight Zone theme.
Yeah.
Have you heard that? Yeah, she sees the older witch. We'll call her that now in Miss Vallada's portrait. Then she leaves the room and goes and checks this out on a few other portraits in the place. I mean, you can tell that Miss Vallada is like pretty narcissistic, having
Yeah.
just paintings of herself around the place.
But yeah, then she uses it like around the corner to actually look at Miss Valenci and she's old and decrepit in the mirror, but you look at her and she's youthful and all this. So
Yeah, and I was also thinking, you goddamn well that Miss Vladi they actually post nude and film for her.
I'm sure.
Yeah, she's
probably.
on Mr. Skinner. Her name is Jane Heitmeyer. She's got 2 stars out of 4 brief nudity in a movie called Hawk's Revenge and then Street Time.
Well, very well.
Okay.
Yeah. She tries to get Laura to leave, mentioning she has a date. She says, "No, I'll see you tomorrow." And Miss Vladi goes to kick her out, but she's kind of creeping outside the house. Laura goes to drink, and then Cindy starts banging on the window for her to escape. As they escape, Laurel starts to have stomach pains, and it's probably from the poison she was almost drinking, or she did drink. Her eyes start glowing. She just ups and turns into a dog. I didn't see the need for this to happen, by the way. Why a dog?
I was expecting like a frog
Uh huh.
or like something ugly. Like if you're taking the beauty from somebody, like
Or make her old.
or make her old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't like huskies. Dude,
Yeah,
huskies
well,
are
They're
my favorite.
beautiful.
Yeah, they're regal as shit.
yeah, well, I was laughing also because the dog they used, you could tell the trader was like holding up food or something like that because his mouth just open.
Yeah.
It's not making any sound. It's like not ready to attack. It looks like it's just about to eat like a treat or something. We're transported this ceremony place outside. And we see the dogs in the cages, which are recycled props from
From
Watch's
Watch's
Woods.
Woods. Yeah.
But I was laughing here just because what time went by here where Miss Vladi was able to go outside, light all these torches, put the dogs in the cages. They just got out.
Getting the robe.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, damn, that happened fast. It looks like, is she about to cut the dog or something like
She's
that?
gonna cut the tongues out of the dogs.
Oh, that's what she said?
Yeah.
Why cut the tongues out of the dogs?
I don't know. It was some like incantation. She said three dogs' tongues bind,
Alright.
bind, blah blah
Got
blah
it.
blah. So it's like she's gonna cut the dogs' tongues out. So
Well, Cindy shares the mirror, and that's what causes her to kind of go away and melt down. Or what was this?
no, 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 no.
Oh, wait, here it is. Yeah.
Cindy grabs the mirror, threatens to smash it,
Uh-huh.
right? And she ends up like looking into it, and Miss Valencia's like,
Oh, yeah, I got you.
she's like, "Oh, you can be beautiful forever. Like you can be immortal like me. Like what do you want?" And Cindy, I guess doesn't work on her. So she's like, "I want my friend back," and throws the mirror in the fire.
And that
And
looked like the Minute Society's fire.
It
yeah,
did.
so
I'm sure it was.
yeah,
Yeah, what do you think of that effect of her turning older and then falling into a skeleton?
I mean, it's been used a lot. I mean, I didn't particularly mind it. I didn't care.
Yeah, I mean,
Keep
it
some
was,
of the effects I saw
For
on
for
another
the time,
episode
that's
last
how
night.
you did it.
yeah, and this wasn't the version of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade or anything with that scene, where it's
Mhm.
this, a similar thing where somebody just turns older and then finds a skeleton and deteriorates. Yeah, Laurel's free from the cage. All the others get out. So they're no longer dogs. They just magically turn back into humans. The one girl, Janice, is the one from the beginning.
Yeah.
And basically what she's wearing, I couldn't tell what time period this was, but yeah, it's just 90s gear happening
Yeah.
now.
See, you didn't never knew
Uh-huh.
at the beginning. You never knew if that was,
You couldn't be sure till you saw that hat in the living room.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, the classic beauty, the little black dress. She didn't have the shoulder pads like the 80s businesswoman had and that 90s
Right.
outfit. She's wearing a.
The boutique was not very, I mean, you could tell that it was like elegant, but there wasn't anything to really give away a time period, which makes sense since she was like that weird Dorian Gray chick.
Yeah.
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 Betty Ann says that both the house and the beauty store disappeared, and only a dusted pile of ugly rubble were left outside of her illusion. Tucker asks if she's a beauty or a beast, and Betty Ann says neither. I miss myself. Wearing all this stuff. And Stig asks if they can all eat, and somebody just comes out with this big fucking stick full of hot dogs.
They pulled it out of the bushes.
Yeah,
And
no cold or anything.
yeah, they're not in the packaging. Like Ashley was like, "Oh God, they could have kept those in the wrapper."
I was
at
like, what
least."
the hell is he doing pulling out a tree of hot dogs from a bush? I said he could have brought them there in the packages easier than that.
Yeah, but again, I don't think this is a bad episode.
It was.
That's
I thought
alright.
it was gonna go to shit. I mean, yeah, I saw where it was going with
They
the
teetered a
BDH thing,
couple
but
times,
mhm,
but they pulled it back.
cool. Well, what we got to plug?
Not shit. Nobody takes care of us.
Oh,
Oh, we still got Patreon.
RJ takes care of us.
Yeah,
Okay.
we just need a few more people.
Hmm.
We also got some stickers left. I got them right here. So last of the original batch, if anybody wants a sticker, send us an email with your mailing address or message us on Instagram. We're much more active with Instagram than Facebook.
It's true.
Yep. And new episodes every Tuesday.
You know, give or take.
Oh, yes.